not even do I know to do it. You don't know me,
Hey guys, what's going on? Gassy Mexican here, and this is Message Monday for 11/5/2012, and that means it is also the same day of the Halo 4 midnight launch, which I'm actually going to be going to in about a couple hours. I don't know. I'm going to get some Chipotle with Renee before then, and make everyone in line jealous. The cool thing I'm going to mention real quick about this, the fact that the GameStop we're going to anyways, is inside of a mall, so it means while all the rest of you guys out there are waiting outside in the cold. I know Diction is going to a midnight launch and he has to be out in the cold. We're going to be inside in the mall, so that's pretty cool. It's not so much like a haha, we're going to be inside. I mean, I guess it is the way I just said it, but I thought that was kind of cool. Although kind of a little bit of the fun of going to a midnight launch is being outside and, you know, braving the cold, depending on where you're from. You're not going to be braving the cold in Hawaii or some shit like that. But anyways, I thought that was cool, and I thought I'd mention that this is the day that Halo 4 is releasing. So after this goes up, this Message Monday goes up, I will be going directly to get some Halo 4. And I believe I have a Halo 4 related question, but more on that when we get to it. First question is from the Twitters, and it is from Creature Fanhood, and they say, at GassyMexican, #MM, when will you, Diction, and Renee next be going on a trip together? Even a trip to the shops would be funny with you guys. Well, thank you for saying that a trip to the shop would be funny with us. I know we did a little bit of that when me and Renee visited Nick in San Francisco a while back when I went to go visit Renee and stuff in California. We drove up to Nick's in San Francisco and stayed at his place and hung out and stuff. And I'm happy to say that we'll probably be doing that again very soon. We're going to be going to visit Renee's family around Christmas time. And rather than just going back after Christmas or whatever is over, we're going to go and fly up to San Francisco and hang out with Nick again for New Year's. So we'll be up there, and I'm sure we'll probably end up going to some random place and film and vlog a bunch of shenanigans and stuff. So fret not, Creature Fanhood. You will be getting some vlogs of me, myself, and also me, Renee, and Diction going around and doing ridiculous shenanigans. So that was fun. I enjoyed doing that the last time we did. We went to like Target or something like that. I think that's where we went. We went to Target and just messed around. I always think that's a lot of fun, just going around to random places and bringing a camera with you. Granted, not all establishments like the fact that you bring a camera with you and I'll tell you to stop filming, but nah, you might as well try. You know, the worst that happens, they say stop, and you've already have the footage that you filmed when you're at the place. So that will happen soon. So that is an answer to your question. Thank you for your question, and let's move on to the next one. Next question is from Xbox Live, and it is from Funny Space Guy 201, and this is what they had to say.
Yo, Gassy, just wondering, will you be doing any videos with CNANers or Diction or anyone with Assassin's Creed 3?
Good question. Assassin's Creed 3, obviously, as most people know, is out now. I talked about it a little bit, I think, in previous Message Mondays. Someone asked me if I was interested in it, or I think it was on the list of games that I was looking at. I haven't picked up the game yet, but like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am going to be going to get Halo 4 tonight at GameStop. I already have that pre-ordered and stuff. Since Assassin's Creed has already been released, I'm going to go ahead and get that. It's been out for I don't know. How long has it been out now? I don't know. It's been out for a little while now, so no problem getting it, I'm sure. I'll pick it up tonight, and hopefully when Chilled gets his power back, and he's been 8 days without power, which I find ridiculous. But someone was tweeting at myself, Nick, and Chilled if we're gonna play some Assassin's Creed multiplayer and stuff. I'd love to. I know you guys enjoyed the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer when we played that, and I know the multiplayer is very similar, if not the same, but just in different setting and stuff for the new Assassin's Creed 3 during the revolutionary time. So yeah, I will be doing that. I'm going to be getting it, and hopefully you will see some Assassin's Creed gameplay and multiplayer from myself, Diction, Chilled. I don't know if Adam has the game or if he's going to get it. Maybe he wants to jump into. So I don't know. You'll at least see some of that pretty soon from some of us. I enjoy the multiplayer for that. I think it's kind of cool how you have to blend in and you don't know who's your enemy. I think that's a really cool game type, so I've always liked recording that. So yes, short answer, yes. Eventually you will be seeing some Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer from myself, along with some other people's. So thank you for your question, and let's move on back to the Twitters with the next one. Next question is, like I said, from Twitter, and it is from Lazy Fox 5656, and they say, Are you planning on doing a walkthrough for Halo 4? Ah, interesting. Gassy, you chose a question that is time appropriate with Halo 4's release. Yes, I don't know if I'm not gonna say yes that I'm gonna do a walkthrough. That is not for definite. Yeah, it's awesome English there. That is not for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna do a walkthrough. Me and Renee have kind of, well, I haven't talked to Renee about it, but some people have suggested that me and Renee do like a Halo campaign co-op for Halo 4. I'd be down to do that. I don't know how long the campaign's going to be. I don't know if that really matters, but it really depends on if she's down to do that or if she just wants to play through it by herself. I'd be down to do a co-op campaign with her. I obviously still want to experience it for myself, so you know I play at a certain pace when I'm experiencing games for the first time. So who would be better to play at co-op than Renee? I mean, we'd be sitting very closely with each other. You know, we'd be in the same room and stuff. Also, Malcolm just stirred in the background, if you heard that. Yeah, I'd be willing to do a Halo 4 co-op campaign with her. I think that'd be really fun. But as far as just a single player walkthrough, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Usually with games like this that I do like and I do care about or whatever, it's like what I did with Mass Effect. I still plan on eventually someday doing a Mass Effect 3 walkthrough, possibly even a Mass Effect 2 walkthrough. But I don't like doing them when they first come out, like right away, just because, at least for myself, like playing single player, you know, by myself. If I'm doing a co-op with Renee, it's a little bit different. But I usually like to experience them, you know, in my own time, at my own pace and whatnot. Like, I just like when I care about games, I like to experience them at my own pace and take my time and really get lost in the world, you know, and enjoy everything that it has to offer. So that's how I've always been. That's kind of my policy when games come out. That's why you don't see me record a lot of like super new games. Not to say I won't record super new games like as they come out and, you know, and do a single player campaign playthrough of them. But that's a large part of the reason why I don't do that. And also the flip side of that is it's very saturated when you start recording a playthrough of a very, you know, AAA title right after releases. Everybody's doing it, so everybody's YouTube sub box is saturated with all these different Let's Players and commentators doing the exact same thing. So I kind of like to wait a little bit before I play. It's part of the reason why I'm playing The Walking Dead now. People are like, "Oh, I'm late on you, Gassy. You're real late to that." Well, I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, if you don't want to watch it because it's quote unquote late, you know, that's fine. Whatever. I just care about playing it. That's how I am. I don't care about. Maybe that's a bad way to do it. I know a lot of people will be like, well, you know, you'd get more views if you did it earlier, but yeah, it's not that much more views, and I'd be, you know, sacrificing the enjoyment, my personal enjoyment of the game, playing it the first time. So that's a long spiel, and I kind of got a little off topic there, but short answer, yes, I'd be open to doing a co-op walkthrough / playthrough of Halo 4 with Renee. So I will pitch that to her and see what she says. Thank you for your question, Lazy Fox 5656, and let's move on to the next one. Next question is again from Xbox, and it is from an awesome super elite name, XX Extreme Kills, spelt with a 1 instead of an I, XX. Sorry for making fun of your name, but I never understood those types of gamer tags. Anyways, this is what they had to say.
Hey Gassy, I was just wondering, would you ever come over to England?
Would I ever come over to England? I've kind of touched on this before in the past on similar questions. Yes. Short answer, yes. I would love to come to England. I would love to just come to Europe in general and just experience that other side of the world and see how things are different. And I'd love to go to a pub and get some English food. You know, meet up with Utoric and he can show me the proper English food that he eats, apparently, on the reg. You know, I think that'd be really cool. I've just wanted to visit over on the other side of the world in Europe and kind of just compare and contrast how things are different here and culture-wise and just, you know, just taking in the scenery, the buildings, the people, all that stuff. I think that'd be awesome. And of course, obviously, to film and vlog and do all that great stuff, I think that'd make for very interesting videos. And obviously, I get to meet all you people that are in Europe. If I end up in Europe at some point, which I'm sure it'll happen eventually, I will schedule some sort of meetup, depending on if it's just me by myself or me and Renee or me with some of the creatures. Doesn't matter. As soon as I get to Europe, I will set up some sort of. I will make sure. God, I'm stumbling over my words here. All right, I will make sure that I will set up some sort of meetup because I want to meet you guys. I know we have a lot of fans, and I know I have a lot of fans from Europe. I see you guys in the comments all the time, and I want to meet you guys. So, Yes, I'm very open to going to England, and I would love to. So thank you for your question, XX Extreme Kills XX. And let's move on to the next one. Next question is from Matt Kelly 11 from Twitter, and they say, hashtag MessageMonday, what's your favorite experience that's happened because of YouTube? Events / meeting people, etc. Well, that kind of goes along with the last question that I just touched on, the little bit that I talked about, meeting people and stuff in Europe. That's probably the best experience and event that's happened. Just probably the first time that I ever experienced that, like in a large scale or whatever, with a bunch of people, meeting a bunch of fans in one place. And I believe that was PAX East. The first time we went to PAX East, we didn't know what we were gonna, encounter as far as fans showing up. We knew we were gonna do a meetup, but we didn't know how many people were gonna show up, how many fans really were out there. And I must say that was crazy. Like it was a very surreal and kind of humbling experience to meet all of your fans and people that watch your videos on a regular basis and tell you how much your content means to them and stuff. Like it's very, very humbling. I've always said it. It's one thing to go through and see all the support and stuff on your comments and on Twitter and stuff like that online. But there's nothing that compares to meeting you guys in person and being able to put a face to, a username and being able to interact with you guys, answer questions, sign things, take pictures, all that stuff. I love that. That is great. I love doing that. It's part of the reason why I love going to events, and I can't get enough of that stuff. And I know Renee would probably say the same thing. Meeting fans, right, is really, really cool.
It's surreal.
Yeah. The question was, what's your favorite experience that's happened because of YouTube events, meeting people? So I'd say that that's probably the best thing that has come about because of YouTube. So yeah, everything else is just a bonus, really. To sum it up, it's really just being able to put a face to a subscriber, being able to interact, questions, all that stuff. I'm not going to repeat myself, but I do that a lot in these.
I like seeing all the people I follow on Twitter.
Huh?
I like seeing all the people who follow me on Twitter who I interact with.
Yeah, exactly. I know we were able to do.
Oh, my username's this, and this. I'm like, oh, I remember Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah, that's happened many times, and I know that recently happened at PAX Prime. So I'd say that that's probably my favorite experience or best thing that's happened because of YouTube. And I look forward to meeting more people come PAX East, because I believe that's the next event that we'll be going to. Next big event that we'll be going to anyways. Thank you for your question, Matt Kelly 11, and let's move on to the final one. Final question from Twitter this time for this Message Monday is from XJellybean or Gellybean. I'm pretty sure it's Jellybean, but they just spelled it with a G. So they say, at Gassy Mexican, what was your last nightmare? Hashtag Message Monday, hashtag MM. What was my last nightmare? You're in luck, because I recently had a nightmare, I guess. I mean, it wasn't super scary. It was more kind of creepy than scary, but I guess you could qualify it as a nightmare. It's kind of vague now in my memory. It happened a couple days ago. I remember telling Renee about it in the morning. But it was like some old creepy dude. I don't know. I want to say he was like an old creepy dude who was like, like that typical kind of drug lord sort of looking dude where he's like wearing that really white suit, bright white suit. He's got like, super like leathery skin and stuff, and he's just really old and wrinkly. Was like super obsessed with me and Renee for some reason and like our goings-ons and just our daily life. But he had like this organization of like younger people, not like kids, but like, you know what I mean? Like 20-something-year-olds that like he was in charge of, and they wore like black suits with like shades and stuff, kind of secret agent, like if you were a Secret Service or something. That's what they looked like. And they were following us around, and slowly, more and more so, I started to notice that we were being like followed. And if you guys have ever watched Sherlock, like the UK series with I can't remember his name, Cumberbatch, is that his name? Benedict Cumberbatch, that guy, and the other guy, I can't remember his name. Yeah, if you've ever watched Sherlock, the UK show Sherlock, in one of the episodes, or in several, I think it's just one of the episodes or whatever, there's the blog or whatever that, Sherlock has, and he keeps posting things like, showing that he solved a mystery, like, oh, congrats to so-and-so on their, whatever. Little clues saying that he knows what's happened and he solved the murder or whatever, the mystery. That's what, like, I discovered a site that was run by this old dude that was doing that. Like, Malcolm had a great time at the dog park today. Like, weird stuff like that. And I'm like, how the fuck does this guy know this? And then after that, I start noticing, the people in suits and stuff that are following us around. and it just got really weird. That's really all I can remember. I can just kind of generalize it now. It's kind of, you know how dreams fade away and you kind of only remember a little bit of it. But that's what I take away from it. I also remember that he had really dry, weird-looking lips. So old dude, kind of looking like he's a drug cartel, you know, lord or whatever, with his white suit, leathery skin, and a legion of young people in black suits. It was creepy. So yeah, that was my most recent nightmare. It wasn't any. I don't think it was any sort of like jolt that woke me up. You know, like his lackeys came and captured me and Renee. I don't think it was anything like that was that scary. That's why I don't know if it's considered a nightmare. It was kind of freaky though during the time, being followed by people in suits that you don't know who they are, and being led by some sort of old creepy dude that's obsessed with us. So that's my most recent nightmare. And that's gonna do it for this week's Message Monday. Thank you to everybody that sent in a question. If you guys want to send in a question for next week's Message Monday and get a chance of yours getting picked, 2 ways to do it. On Mondays, usually during midday or whatever in the afternoon my time, I will tweet out and say, tweet me questions using the hashtag MessageMonday or hashtag MM, or for voice messages, as you heard, I do 2 voice messages and then I do 4 questions from Twitter that are text. You can do it that way. You can send me a message to my gamer tag, Gassy. Wow, I can't talk. My gamer tag, yeah. So send a message to my my Xbox Live gamer tag is Gassy Mexican, and that's for voice messages. Again, tag them as Message Monday, so that way I know that they're for Message Monday, and it's easier for me to go through and pick them. Twitter and Xbox Live. So that's it. And please wait for the tweet on Monday. That's why I encourage you guys to follow me on Twitter. It lets you know when I'm going to take questions for Message Monday, because otherwise I don't really go through like super far back to the people that tweet me during the week. I just kind of keep it on Monday, so it's easy for me to go through, and it's much faster for me to grab questions and then get the video up. So thank you to everybody again for your messages and questions this week. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'm going to go get Halo 4 and get some Chipotle and wait in line. So hope you guys have a good day, and I say goodbye.